In this video, we will show how to create a registration form on InforUMobile. We will start by clicking the registration forms icon on the platform home screen. Next, we will click on Create New Form. This will lead us to the template screen, which is divided into two types of templates. On the left, we have registration form templates. These forms will serve us as static forms on our website. On the right, we have pop-up templates. The type of forms that are not seen at all times when a visitor is on our website, but rather pop up a few moments after the visitor has entered the website. We will choose the type of template we wish to work with and we'll press on Select Template. This will bring us to the editing space of the form. The editing space is divided into three parts. We have the editing of the mobile version of the form, we have the editing of the desktop version, and we have the form settings that apply both to the desktop and the mobile version. For the sake of the demonstration, let's edit the desktop version. At the center of the screen we have the stage that includes the various elements that make up the form. Each element can be dragged around the stage and moved around. The elements are grouped in layers, one over the other. For example, here we have text over a blue rectangle. To change the layer order, we will use the icons. Each element can be duplicated, it can be deleted, and it can be edited. When pressing the editing button, the editing window will open. On top of the stage, we have the menu, which includes the various elements that can be included in our form. To insert an element, we'll simply drag it to the stage. The menu controls are divided into three types. We have everything that has to do with a form and form options. And we have everything that has to do with text and design. So let's start now to edit our form, top to bottom. We'll start by editing the background color. We'll stand on it and click the editing button. The editing window has opened and we can change anything we see fit. We can change the dimensions in terms of width of the rectangle and its height. We can change the border color and width, and we can change the background color, which is exactly what we're going to do now. We'll pick a background color and a border color. Let's give it a bit of a radius and a bit of shadow. We'll press on Save and we will see the background color has automatically been updated on the stage. Next, we'll take care of the text. We'll press on the editing button and the text editing window will open. We will edit the text simply by standing on it and typing over it whatever text we wish to insert. Next, we will use the toolbar to change the text attributes. For example, we can change the font size. We can change the font type. We can change the color, etc., etc. Once we're done, we'll press on Save and we will see the update in the stage. In the same manner, we can change the text that follows the headline. If we find the text box to be a bit constrained for the amount of text we've entered, all we need to do is stretch it. We can do it by use of the mouse or by pressing the editing button and entering the values we wish in the field width. Let's move on now to talking about the form fields. The template granted us one form field, which is an email field. To edit it, we'll press on the editing button and we can change the text that appears in the field and the color and looks of the field. So we'll change the text, the color, the background, and the radius. We can say that this field is required. To do that, we will tick the box. Once we're done, we'll press on Save. The field will be updated on the stage. To add a new field if we need it, we'll go to the menu and choose the field required. For example, a telephone number. We will drag it to the stage and we'll change its editing attributes. We will now place the field in the position we wish to have it on the form, and we'll do it simply by dragging around the elements and placing the field where we wish to have it. Notice that when you pick a field to drag it into the stage, it's very important you choose the correct type of field for your purposes. There are certain fields that go through validation to ensure that the viewer of the form fills them correctly. For example, an email field, a phone field, a date field. If we choose a wrong type of field, the validation will simply not work. The validation is important for us in order to ensure that the data we receive is complete and integral and that it's not missing or incorrect. Moving on, let's take care of the checkbox at the bottom of the form. This is an important checkbox also given the GDPR requirements, and we'd like to edit it. In order to do so, we'll press the editing button and we'll change the attributes as we see fit. I've changed the text of the checkbox and ensured that it is a required field. Once done, I'll press save and it will be updated. I will give it a little stretch and will relocate my fields in order for them to be aligned. To ensure my realignment is precise, I will use the tools under the stage. I can tick the show borders option and we'll be able to see the borders of each of the elements on the stage marked in a red grid line, and I can tick on show guides. I will move the guidelines to the position I want them in and will align the elements accordingly. I can see that at the bottom I'm missing a bit of space. I can move this element up, but also I can enlarge the scale of the stage in order to allow for this element to sit in it in more comfort. To do that, I will go to the desktop settings and will change the height of the stage. I will add in a few pixels, we'll press save, and I'll see the stage has been enlarged. Now I need to take care of the background so that it fits to the new dimensions. I'll press save and here it is, updated. I can use the horizontal guideline to as well place the elements at the height I wish to have them on the stage. Next, I'll take care of the submit button, the button our viewers will press in order to send their details and submit the form. I can use simple color attributes, or I can choose an image from my computer, or otherwise select an image from the button gallery the platform offers me. I'll pick the image, press select, and we'll press save. I will now see the new button on the stage. Now I'd like, of course, to change the dimensions and the text on it, so I'll simply press again the edit button and we'll continue editing it until it finds its format which I like the best. Once I'm done editing the form, I will want to edit the thank you page, which my viewers will see once they press on the submit button. To do that, I will go to desktop settings, where I will press edit thank you page. Editing the thank you page is similar to editing the form itself. All that needs to be done is stand on the elements, click the editing button and change whatever attributes we want. Once done, we'll press on save and return to main page. Now that I'm done editing the desktop version of my pop-up, I'll move on to editing the mobile one. The same editing principles apply. From here, we'll move on to setting the form settings. The settings screen includes many options. Let's talk about the main ones. First off is saving the contact details of the people who filled the form. To save the contact information of the people who submitted the form and affiliate them to a certain distribution list, we'll tick this box here. Once saved, it's very simple to manage these people as contacts on the platform and send them SMS texts. Next, let's talk about the notifications. The platform offers us a few possibilities to be notified of a form that has been filled. First, we can receive a notification email concerning each and every form that has been submitted online at the moment it has been submitted. To do that, we'll insert our email address where we'd like to receive the notification, and we'll set the subject line for this email notification. We can also obtain a periodical report to be sent to us once every few days we will set forth. To do that, we'll enter our email address and we'll set the subject line for this notification. Apart from these, we can receive all the registrations by API to be sent to a designated URL we will set in this box here. And if we're keen in receiving an SMS text each time a form has been submitted, we can check this box here and have an SMS sent to us following each submission. We can also say that an SMS will be sent to the form submitter once they send their form by checking the box here. Once we're done with the settings, we'll press on the Save button at the bottom of the screen, and this will bring us to the approval screen. On the approval screen, we'll find two codes that are important to us in terms of the form. The first is the embed code, which will serve us if we wish to have the form sit in our website in a static manner. We will copy the code from this screen and we'll paste it on our website. The second one is the pop-up code we will use if we wish the form to pop up on our website, as we discussed previously. To do that, we'll take the code and we'll place it on our website. Notice that the pop-up is set to pop up 5 seconds after the visitor has entered the website. If we wish to change this time frame, all we need to do is change the digit here. Once the form is placed on the website and begins to receive traffic, we can go to the reports and see the results. On the report screen, we'll see all the forms we've built today on the platform. We'll see the name of each form. Here we can see the generic name granted by the template. If we wish to change this name, we'll go to the settings screen we visited earlier. For each form, we can see how many views it has accumulated, how many forms were submitted, and what was the overall conversion rate. If we'd like to see a more precise distribution of the data, we'll press the plus button, and this will give us a breakdown of mobile versus desktop. Of course, the data here is empty because we've just built our form and haven't really published it on a website. We can go to the statistics screen and see a graphical representation of the data, and we can export the data to an Excel file that will be downloaded to our computer once we press this button here. So this basically wraps up our demonstration of how to build a registration form on InforUMobile. Creating such forms and placing them on your website will allow you to grow your lists and be in touch with more and more customers. Thank you for being with us.